Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Top Gate. In this video, we'll discuss the producer and the consumer problem. So, first of all, I'll try to make you understand that what is this producer-consumer problem, and then we'll see the solution to this producer-consumer problem using the semaphore variables. So the broad topic that we are discussing is the process synchronization, and in the previous videos we have already discussed what is process synchronization, what is the need of process synchronization, and we have seen what is the critical section problem, and the solution to the critical section problem using the semaphore variables. So here we'll use the semaphore variables to solve this producer-consumer problem. So let's straight away try to understand what this problem is all about, and then we'll see the solution to this problem. So let's assume that there are two processes. One process is called as the producer process and one process is called as the consumer process. And this producer process produces some items and those same items are being consumed by the consumer process. Okay, so the producer is producing some items and the consumer is consuming those items. So there will be no problem if the rate at which the producer produces the items is same as the rate at which the consumer can consume those items. There will be no problem. But there will be a problem if the rate at which the producer produces the items is more than the rate at which the consumer can consume those items. And there can be a problem if the rate at which the consumer consumes the items is more than the rate at which the producer can produce those items. There will be a problem again. Why? In the first problem, when the rate at which the producer can produce the items is more than the rate at which the consumer can consume those items, then obviously the producer is producing at a faster rate and the consumer is not able to consume all those items. So obviously some items will be lost in between. Fine. So second problem, if the rate at which the consumer can consume those items is more than the rate at which the producer can produce those items, so obviously there will be a situation when the consumer has to sit idle waiting for the producer to produce some items. Now let's take the example of a computer and a printer. So suppose we have a computer system, okay, and we have a printer, and that printer is attached to that computer. So let's assume that this computer is a producer process and this printer is a consumer process. That means this computer sends some commands to the printer to print some documents. Say. So suppose we have a Word document. That Word document may have certain pages. Say we have 10 pages. So the computer instructs the printer to print those 10 pages. So it will send those pages to the printer to print all those pages. Now, the rate at which the computer can send the items is more than the rate at which the printer can print those items, then obviously the pages will be lost in between. Okay, and similarly, if the rate at which the printer can print the documents is more than the rate at which the computer can send the documents, then obviously the printer has to sit idle. In the first case, when the rate at which the computer can send the items is more than the rate at which the printer can print, then obviously some pages will be lost in between. Okay, so to get rid of this problem, what do we have? We attach one buffer in between. And so that when the computer has to print any documents, it sends those documents, those pages to the buffer, and the buffer stores all those documents, and the printer can one by one take that pages from that buffer to print those documents. So similarly, we do this here also. That is, for the solution to this problem can be, we can attach one buffer in between. That means this buffer has certain slots, and whenever the producer has to produce some items, the producer, instead of sending those items directly to the consumer, it will send those items to the buffer, and the consumer can consume those items from the buffer only. Okay. Now, there will be a problem if this buffer has a limited space. Okay. That means there is only a limited space here. So sometimes there will be a situation that this buffer will also be full, and after the buffer is full, in the situation when the rate at which the producer can produce the items is more than the rate at which the consumer can consume the items, so obviously there will be a situation when the buffer is full and the consumer is not able to consume the items, so obviously the items will start getting lost from here. So there will be a problem if this buffer is a bounded one. Okay, so sometimes we also call this problem as a bounded buffer problem. We call this as a producer consumer problem, and sometimes we call this as a bounded buffer problem. Okay, if the buffer is unbounded, that means the space is unlimited, there will be no problem. The producer can always send the items to the buffer and the space in the buffer is unlimited. Consumer can consume those items from the buffer, there will be no problem. But if the buffer is bounded, if that means the buffer is limited only, then there will be a problem. Okay, so this is the problem of producer consumer, and or you can say the bounded buffer. So now we'll see the with the help of semaphore variables how we can solve this problem. So let's quickly, I'll just first of all I'll just write the code for the producer and the consumer, and then we'll see that what is this solution. So this is the code I've written. This code is for the producer process, this code is for the consumer process, and we have taken 3 semaphore variables in this one, that is full, empty and mutex. Also we have taken 2 variables, next P and next C as the type item. And also we know that the semaphore variable has to be initialized. So all those 3 variables I have initialized here. That is, we have initialized full as 0, empty as n, and mutex as 1. And we know that the semaphore variables can be initialized and they can be only accessed through 2 atomic operations, the wait and the signal operation. So for your convenience, I have written the code for the wait and the signal operation there. So I'll use this wait and the signal code when there is a need in this code. Okay, so this code is for the producer, this code is for the, so let's first of all just write the values. Initially we have the value of full as 0, we have the value of empty as n, and we have the value of mutex as 1. Okay, so now let's start. First of all, the producer has to produce some item, so we have put this into repeat until false loop. First thing the producer does is produce an item in next P. So the producer puts the item to be produced into the variable next P, and now this next P has to be given to the buffer. Okay, so the first operation that this producer executes is wait empty. Now what is this wait empty? Wait empty means you go to this one, wait S. Okay, so that wait empty means while empty is less than equal to 0. So instead of this S, I'll replace this S with the empty. So while empty is less than equal to 0, so what is empty? Initially the value of empty is equal to n, which is not 0. Therefore this while loop will be broken and the control will come on to the next statement. It writes empty is equal to empty minus 1. So that means empty was n initially, now it will be n minus 1. Done. Next statement is wait mutex. Wait mutex means, again I'll go to that one, that means while mutex less than equal to 0. Now what is the value of mutex? Mutex is 1, that means mutex is not equal to 0. Therefore the while loop will also be broken and it will write mutex is equal to mutex minus 1. So mutex was initially 1, now it will be changed to 0. So the new value of mutex is 0, the new value of empty is n minus 1 and full is equal to 0. Now after this one, it will go to this part. That means this is the critical section. I have just put this into dotted lines, like this is the critical section for this code. So add next P to buffer. So while this operation is being performed, the consumer cannot touch the buffer at this moment. Okay, so that is why I have considered this as the critical section. So the next statement that the producer writes is signal mutex. Now signal mutex means mutex is equal to mutex plus 1. So mutex was 0 initially, now it will write as mutex as 1. Okay, then again it will go to the next one, it will write signal full. Signal full means full is equal to full plus 1. Full was initially 0, now it will be changed to 1. So the new value of full is 1, the new value of empty is equal to n minus 1, the new value of mutex is 1. Now you see that this is the critical section here, and to avoid this critical section being touched by any other process, I have logged this critical section into wait and the signal operation. So wait mutex here and the signal mutex here. So here with the wait mutex I have logged this critical section, and with the signal mutex I have again unlocked it. So this is the locking and the unlocking mechanism of the critical section here. And now full was initially 0. That means initially there were no items present into the buffer. After one item has been produced, full has changed to 1. That is the first thing. And second thing is, initially all the slots of the buffer were empty, that was n. But now since one slot is full, therefore we have decreased this empty by 1. That is, the new value of empty becomes n minus 1. Now you come to this one, the consumer process. This consumer process also we have put this into repeat and be false loop. And the first statement that the consumer executes is wait full. Okay. Now wait full means this consumer will not be able to move unless and until it successfully executes this wait full operation. And this wait full operation will only be executed when this signal full operation has been performed by the producer process. How? So wait full means while full is less than equal to 0. So what is the value of full right now? Full is not equal to 0. Therefore, this statement will be executed. That means full is equal to full minus 1. That means full now will again be changed to 0. So the new value of full is 0. Okay. Next statement that consumer executes is wait mutex. Wait mutex means while mutex less than equal to 0. What is the value of mutex? It is not 0. Therefore, the while loop is broken. It will again come to this one. That means mutex is equal to mutex minus 1. So the new value of mutex will again becomes 0. Okay. And then here again you can see that this process remove an item from buffer to next C is the critical section. So I have logged this critical section in the wait and the signal operation. So that is why we have done mutex is equal to 0. Here we'll do mutex is equal to 1. So after completing this work, it will write signal mutex. That means mutex will again becomes 1, and then it will write signal empty. Signal empty means empty is equal to empty plus 1. So initially empty was n minus 1. Now it will be again changed to n. Okay. So what we have done here, the producer produced the item into the buffer, and then it changed the value of full from 0 to 1, of empty from n to n minus 1. And the consumer, when it consumes that same item, it will again change the value of full from 1 to 0 and the value of empty from n minus 1 to n. Okay, so this is a code for the consumer. So in this way, the producer can produce the items into the buffer, and the consumer can consume those same items from the buffer in the real time. Okay, so now let's see that suppose producer has not produced any item, and the signal is trying to consume the item. We'll again reset all those values here. That means full is equal to 0, empty is equal to n, and mutex is equal to 1. Okay. So the first statement that the consumer writes, it writes wait full. Wait full means while full is less than equal to 0. And what is the value of full? Full is equal to 0. Therefore, it will be stuck here in the while loop. It will not be able to go to this next statement. Hence, it will not be able to move further to this next statement here. So that means the consumer don't have to do anything else unless and until the producer produces some items into the buffer and changes the value of full from 0 to 1. Then only the consumer can start the operation. And this is the overall solution to the producer consumer problem or the bounded buffer problem. Thank you so much.